I'm Sandrine Maha. I am 39 years old and I've got 4 kids. We're just going to go through a quick introduction about me. So I'm a chartered accountant. I'm still working full-time, doing my 9 to 5. I've been working as a chartered accountant for 10 plus years now. I've founded various different businesses, from cleaning business, from land acquisition back in Congo. I've actually got a few, which is where I'm from, by the way. I've actually got a few in Congo at the moment, which I'm also trying to build into like small hotels and kind of boutiques, etc. Long process. About me, started my journey in October 2020 during the height of the pandemic. So everything was pretty much online. Joined the Facebook rent course, and I actually won this course. By just asking lots of questions, kind of being very enthusiastic over the phone. Lovely Kevin, picked me to win this course for the 3 days. So came in for the 3 days and just kind of absorbed all information. Everything that I could absorb, everything. And had my note, my steps, exactly what I wanted to do, how I'm going to plan it. And from that, I just took action. From that first day, I knew that, A, it was free, I won it. And if I didn't use that, it would be a waste of my time. So what did I do? Like I said, I just took action. So the first funds that I bought was actually just from 8,000. And what really pushed me is the fact that I just really believed in myself. I just felt like, you know what? I can do it. I run other people's businesses. I run other people's accounts. I make them money. I show them how to save money, how to make money, where the fluctuation of the growth is. So there was no way that I couldn't do it for myself. The only thing I didn't have before was a self-belief that I can do it. And not sure what happened, but during the pandemic, my self-belief just grew. There was a lot of time when you just spent at home with the kids thinking, what am I going to do? Is this it? Is this life? Do I just need to work for somebody full time? Am I just a mother? You kind of lose yourself because you're so busy. And that kind of gap in life during the pandemic just allowed me to assess myself, allowed me to really think, what can I achieve? Not just being a wife or a mother, but as a person, as a human being, as a female, as a mother, So that was really what I really achieved during the pandemic, which helped me to also go into PWE and understand what I'm lacking. So my belief was there, but my lacking was actually the education, understanding the whole concept of property, what kind of strategies would fit me as a person with my lifestyle, and where can I also use what I already know to influence my own personal growth within the business. So got myself educated. Cut a long story short, where we are, this is my numbers for 2022. I managed to flip that, which I'll go into a little bit more details later. I managed to flip my 8,000 investment, which largely went into the education and kind of incorporating my own business and getting my website, etc. But largely that amount was actually based on my education. I then had my first year gross revenue of 126,000, which is kind of top line number. That number is really, really important to me because I'm quite a shy person, as you can see, because I'm still shaking. But that number allowed me to then show my growth in terms of I can flip the cash, show the people around me what I can do, and then that number, that growth allowed me to get investors. So they can see that the proof of concept was there. I was able to do it on my own, with my own 8,000, flip it to such a large number. So it made me quite reputable to just be able to go to family, friends, ex-colleagues and ask them for cash and demand it quite confidently because they can see that I was able to do it. So that number is quite special for me. And between that, you've got all the costs of running the business, which gave me that gross profit of 41,000. And from that 41,000, and again, other people's money, because I then was able to leverage on other people's money, I've now managed to get an HMO style acquisition in the US. Long story, I've got a family in the US, and there was a time where I really wanted to move over there. So I've kind of, again, leveraged on my family to be able to buy something over there. I've got money down there at the moment, so they're building that up for me. So it will be, the rules are slightly different, but the concept is pretty much the same. So it will be like, rooms rented per rooms in a big house, basically. So that's there, and I've actually acquired 2 properties of my own last 18 months of this year. So just a little recap on my journey. So I started in October 2020, did a 3-day bootcamp just like you guys now. Straight away, I then incorporated my business, got everything done within like 2 weeks. I had a website, I had a online presence, I had my Facebook, my Insta, everything was set, pretty much done. A couple months after that, I then injected that cash into the business. So I then paid for more on top of that, then got myself fully educated. So here I didn't actually pay for my education. I kind of just won it from Kevin. And then January, made a payment to Daniel, to Kevin, then started the course. Not too long after that, because I was quite speedy. Because I'm quite number focused. Once I put something down, cash value, I don't wait for nobody. Like I'm speedy. I want to make sure that what I've put down is that return on that investment, because it's not just the money, it's my time, it's the forgotten time that I have to move for my kids, it's the money that I've invested I can't spend on X, Y, and Z with my family. That needs to work for itself. So 2 months after that, very hard work. It sounds quite easy, but very, very, very hard work. I got my first rent-to-rent HMO deal. There's a little bit of the stats per room at the time. I've actually given that property away now because my strategy has changed, but just a full year like-for-like view of what I've done. So that was the first deal where I've made about 40K, top line number, per year. 2 months after that, I got my second rent-to-rent property. This one was in Ilford. I pretty much used the cash from here because it was so close. I didn't really spend the money. Just use the cash from here. Got this one. So it didn't really, it was so smooth. It didn't really take time. I knew what I was doing already. So it was really, really easy to get the deal. And what the beauty about this deal, which made it nearly 50K for the year, was 3 to 4 rooms were already vacant. There was people in it already. So it made life a lot easier for me because as soon as I got the property, it was cash injection already. I only had to do another 3 to 4 rooms at a time. And crazy lady that I am, and I've got a French background, and I then got a deal as my first rent-to-rent SA. So that's kind of one of the great ones about that one. I've kind of made about 36,000 in year 1, which is about 43 euros at a time. The beauty about this deal as well is the pound is quite strong. So my actual rent is in euros. The area that I got the property is in Cannes, which is a very affluent for film and production. So this property pretty much only rents out around between October to December. So this is just for October to December. But my pure audience is just film productions. So for production teams, they will rent out the property for 3-4 months, that's it. And because I'm not from France, I just let somebody else manage it. So I don't even do anything, I just watch the money come in on a monthly basis when it pulls through. A couple months after that, I went to the US, and this is when I've done the property in America when I'm waiting for. Here, I've put down 95K. Most of that wasn't actually my money. This is other people's money. And then my 2 acquisitions in the UK, which is in Scotland, again, is all 100% other people's money. Wanted to give you a quick look. Look how tired I look there. Oh. That's how hard I was working. So this was my first rent-to-rent in Putney. It came fully furnished, very easy. So I just kind of got the property, started to rent it out. Didn't waste no time. This one was direct to landlord via their own estate agent. So many landlords actually have their own estate agent. They just hide behind it. But it does actually pay quite a lot. I had it fully tenanted within 40 days. This was during the pandemic as well, so that was quite an achievement. My second deal, where I used the money from the first one, just flipped into this one, was a lovely 6-bedroom in Ilford, East London. It came again fully furnished. What I like to look for when I was doing rent-to-rent, I just preferred to have a property that's just ready to go. I don't mind paying the premium for it because I know I will also kind of convert that to a premium to the tenant. So I don't want to been messing around buying beds, and I don't want to do any of that. I just don't. So this was really, really, really high quality finished. Absolutely great finished. I'm actually in the process of giving this back because my strategy has changed. So I've started as a rent-to-rent, got the knowledge, the confidence. Now I really just want to start buying my own properties and kind of like accumulating that. And especially now that I'm able to raise other people's funds, you know, I don't want to keep doing rent-to-rent. It was a great start, and you know, if cash is an issue initially, or you know, you want to just kind of incrementally grow, I definitely would, you know, say go to the deal sourcing or just to rent-to-rent HMO or rent-to-rent, I say, depending on how you feel, and just build your own knowledge within the industry, build your own capacity within, you know, your own confidence, and then build it from there. And I think that's basically what I've done. This is the ones in Cannes in France. It's a 3-bedroom apartment in Cannes. For that area, it's quite high finished. It's not as high finished as the one in Ilford, but it does the job for production. They're only there for a couple of months. All they want is a bed, a nice space that's clean. They get lovely views, lovely balcony. You know, that's enough for them. It gets paid by the company, so you know they're not really complaining. Like I said, the beauty about this, it only gets really rented for 3 months. I do get like 1 week here and there, but it's beside the point. Like the 3 months that I get, it's such a high premium area and price that it just sits there for the rest of the year. And that's a 3-year deal. I'm actually looking to renew it because I don't do nothing with it. It doesn't cost me nothing really. So far, look, this morning it's got 43 reviews on booking.com, which is good, which is average. People don't tend to really leave reviews unless there's something wrong with it or it is exceptionally well. So we've had more than 43 bookings, but that's kind of the reviews that we've got at the moment. And like I said, it's fully managed by a third party just to reduce my location risk. Any taxation, anything like that, I don't need to deal with. I just get the funds back. So I'm a numbers person. So just again, wanted to break down in terms of the properties that I've used. And this is basically, I wanted to show you what you can do with other people's property if you put your mind to it. These 3 properties are not mine. I don't own them. I just leverage and use them to make money. Okay? So from other people's money, other people's property, I was able to make 126, just broken up by different properties, and just giving you a full kind of list of all my bills, and that's what you would be expected to pay as you run the business. All right, so you got your rent to the landlord. My highest rent to the landlord was the one in Ilford, which is the premium one, so the 2.5. Okay, because you believe that the one in France is only £1,200. So it costs me nothing, and because it's fully managed, I don't pay anything by the management fee. And I think that's, for me, that's the beauty of the one in France, and that's why I'm going to renew that one. Because it actually just does the job. Sorry? It works. Yeah, exactly. It absolutely works. And yeah, so I still make money. I still made money for the 2 rent-to-rent. So one made me a cost profit of 9,000 for the year, and the other one made me 12,000. But I make about 19, just under 20,000 for the one in France. And overall, I've made 41,000 after all the payments. So then I'm able to then use that, ask more money from other people, and then get it sorted. So my personal acquisition so far.
I'll pause you there for 1 minute.
Yeah.
So on a nutshell, you make £41,000 net profit.
Net.
A year.
Yeah. I want to caveat that because this numbers for 2021-22 because I've actually given this back. So my strategy now, I'm moving away from the rent-to-rent HMO. I'm going to keep the SA and I'm going to just move to actually acquire my own. So my thing is, if I buy one, I remove one. I buy my own one and I remove one. So I bought one last year, June, July last year, and then removed this one. The most painful one. This was the hard one to manage. So then that's now out of my portfolio. But just to show you, to illustrate what can be done, I wanted to actually show you how I got to where I am. But as we speak now, this is not mine anymore. but this is where I am at the moment. So I've got the 5-bedroom acquisition in America. That's still pending. I'm still waiting for it to complete. That's got an ETA for March 24. So the original ETA was January this year, and they haven't completed it. So it's a little bit painful, but I will just bear with it. So now I've got an ETA for March 24. I then bought a 3-bedroom semi-detached house in Glasgow last year. Wanted to do an HMO with it. Then I thought, you know what, I want to take a baby step. It's quite far from me. Just understand the market. Have I made the right choice? So instead of, spending so much and kind of like renovating it, restructuring everything, let me just do a straight up vanilla buy-to-let. So I did a vanilla buy-to-let on that one, quite successful. It allowed me as well to go down, because I was there for about a month, and just build my own team. So I've got local team now that I can trust. There's a few that I used at the time that when we just parting ways because it didn't work. However, there are others that I've actually kept for my second property, where they've actually introduced me to other builders. So that's that whole thing that Anthony touched up on. You start on one thing, and because you're in the industry, you open your mind. So you started to build. So I've kind of somehow got myself a nice little bubble, a little team that I can actually now rely on all the time when I need to go and get anything done. 3 weeks ago, I then purchased my second property over there, which is another 3 semi-detached house in Glasgow, which I'm now taking the plunge and kind of developing into an HMO. But yeah, so that is where I am at the moment. This is just something that I go by, which is basically dream big, start small, but most all the time you just have to start. So I think that really resonates with me and how I always think of things. So I do want the big things, but I want to take incremental steps to get there, but not lose the vision of where I want to go. So I started with rent to rent, dabbed a little bit on deal sourcing quite quickly, realised that it wasn't actually what I wanted to do, focused on the rent to rent side, then learned a little bit from Ty, thanks to Daniel again for actually bringing her, otherwise I would not have known. Learned a little bit nuggets from her, took a baby step there, took a baby step in the US, took a baby steps in Glasgow. That's just like my little step to get to the big HMOs, the big deals that Daniel currently does. So I think sometimes you don't have to go too big, you just have to start. You just have to take small little steps and just keep continuing, and you don't know where that might end up, Yeah, and that kind of illustrates this picture here where Apple, Google, and Amazon were when they started. And look where they are now. So we've got even Disney, Bakewell, also starting very small, incrementally. They're now well-known names. You couldn't live without them. They're part of the ecosystem. But yeah, that is me. And still on the journey.
I just want to say you're amazing. I wrote something on my book here. I said, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing with my life? I met you, 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, 4 weeks about time.
So you just bought another property like 2 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago, so after that, yeah.
After we met?
Yes.
Wow. Oh my God, I'm kicking myself right now. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I just wanted to ask, how do you balance motherhood, work?
You just try your best. There isn't like a recipe of how to do it. The good thing about me, and I'm quite blessed, my mother lives quite near me, so I really lean on her. But there isn't this magical thing that, it's a structure and this is how it's gonna happen. With kids, anything can go wrong. So I just try my best. There's days where I have really good days, and there's days I just want to rip my hair out, rip their hair out, but you just keep it moving. I think one thing about me, regardless of what struggles I go through, I might have a period where I'm really quiet and I'm just kind of not depressive, but in a very lonely mindset. But I feel like that also allows me to slow down, think what I need to do, and then push. And I think that pause as a mother, really has helped me to grow and stay consistent. It might feel like I've stopped, but I haven't. I just need a minute. There's so much things going on that I just need a minute. And that kind of gives me even more strength to push. And when I push, I'm a monster. I have to say, when I push, I push. But yeah, so there isn't like I can't give you advice. You just kind of like, you just have to find that strength in yourself to just continue. There isn't like a step to do it, unfortunately.
Thanks, thanks.
Yeah?
I saw a rent-to-rent that had a very beautiful.
The one in Ilford.
Did you secure that way, or you done it all?
No, so all my rent to rents, as I like, my strategy was always to get rent to rents that's fully equipped, ready to go. So I got it. I was really lucky to get it, to be honest with you. I got it done up, fully furnished, fully equipped, done. I didn't have to buy a single thing, nothing. It had the premium, so it was about $2,500 a month for it. But I'd rather pay that premium to fast the process of getting tenants in. And it was such a great quality that I knew the area. I'm from East London, so I knew that area really well, and I knew that would rent out in a minute, and it did.
You said that it was direct to vendor, the landlord. So
Yes.
And he hid behind, say, an agency.
So big landlords would open up an agency, like an estate agent. So it was a direct to landlord. At the time, I didn't know. I just thought I'm calling an agency, and they've got other properties from other landlords. But it wasn't. It was actually his portfolio.
Okay,
That makes sense? Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Sandrine. Before we clap my hand, I just want to ask you a question. So your journey started just like this.
Yes.
By the way, we run a competition in 2020. And Sandrine was the winner to come into one of these completely for free. And when she came through, and that's why she said, and she said that during her presentation. And when she came through, she was just hungry from the start, right? And she came to the 3 days just like you, and she's like, oh no, I need more. So my question to you is, you came to the 3 days, how important was World Soccer? I mean, a lot has changed in 3 years. How important was mentoring, coaching, and support to the growth of your business, and what word would you have for these people in the room?
I think it was absolutely crucial. So the benefit that I had is I won it. So I already had those nuggets, I already had the flavor of what would potentially happen, and just having that financial mindset already from being an accountant, the numbers made sense, right? Whilst I had a lot of nuggets from the 3 days, I kind of understood some of the steps. There was still a massive part missing, the regulation, Article 4. There was lots of things that you really need to get into detail, because you are spending money. It's not free. You are going to spend money. So, and if you don't have the education and the know-how, you're going to lose a lot of money. So for me, that was the beauty of joining, is the fact that, okay, step into the unknown, but I've got a group of people with knowledge that I can lean on. And I think I've used quite a lot of Daniel and Kevin just to lean on various questions when I needed help. And apart from just leaning on the experts, there's sub-experts. Yeah, there's other starters. So there's layers of the group that you're joining. You're joining a WhatsApp group with circa 100 people in there that are in different level, that are going through what you've gone through, that have gone through what you've gone through, that are able to just throw in nuggets here and there that you haven't even thought about. I'm now a little bit quiet in the group because I'm so busy doing other things. But when I started, I was there every day. There was others who have kind of done more than me at the time, who would just throw things in the group that just opens up your mind without you even thinking, without you even realizing. And especially for the female, I find it really, really good insight in the group to understand that, Sandra, you're not alone. There's other women that actually are also doing it. In a way, you're special, but you're not that special. Look, there's that woman, there's that woman, there's that woman, and you can lean on them as well, And that really, really allowed me to grow even faster, to go even further. You just have to open your mind and not just think about the cash, but yes, look at it as an investment, but look at it as like a future investment. And it is a future investment, but you also have to do the work. I always say, people say, I've paid for this, so now I want to see the result. No, you're not going to see until you actually work. So in another sense, before you make an investment, be ready to do the work. There's no point in making an investment if you're not ready. You know, start your small steps. But I will always tell you to start.
Can we give our massive round of applause?
We good?
Great.